Welcome to the new sound of online radio. Welcome to the sound of Universal Broadcasting Network. 'Cause you make me feel like I've been locked out of hell. A mix of today's hits and hard-to-find favorites, combined with the most entertaining and intriguing talk anywhere. This is your sound. This is the sound of Universal Broadcasting Network at ubnradio.com.
Welcome to Charmed Life, a radio show discussing spirituality, magic, and the unconditional love of the universe. Thanks for tuning in. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Charmed Life, broadcasting live from the Hollywood Universal Broadcasting Network studios. I'm Tricia Carr. I am your host. If it's your first time tuning in, and if you're tuning in live, or whether you're tuning in on the webcast or the YouTube channel or the podcast, your timing is perfect. So lovely to be with you today. If it's your first time tuning in, I should tell you a little about myself. This podcast is dedicated to unity consciousness, to the universal love, unconditional love of the universe, I should say. And we love to explore topics of spirituality and metaphysics and magic, really. That's why it's called Charmed. And I am a medium. I'm an animal communicator, and I'm an energy healer. And I'm also an empath. So what that means is that I sense everyone else's emotions, and I feel them as though they are my own. So that's sort of the filter through a lot of these, through which a lot of these things and these explorations flow, I should say. So a little bit of business before we get to welcoming my guest host today. I wanted to tell you about my Indiegogo campaign. I am. It's just to promote the very beginning of this show here on Universal Broadcasting Network. Just the startup costs, and after which I'm going to pursue high vibrational, unity consciousness related sponsors. So if you would be so kind as to either share it, or if you can contribute anything, I would love that. You can find it on my Facebook page, which, by the way, you can find my Facebook page for Charmed Life by looking up Tricia Carr Charm, and that is also my handle for Twitter. And my website is triciacarcharm.com. So the Indiegogo campaign, and I have one more thing for you, which is a gift to you. There's only one day left on a promo code that I'm offering to all of my listeners and watchers for Charmed Life. And that promo code, if you go to my website, it's 50% off absolutely everything on my website that I offer, services and other things like the little card readings and fun little things on there. There's all kinds of fun little things, and then there's bigger, more profound kind of healing services that I offer. But it's 50% off, and the code is CLUBN, all caps. So it's CL like Charmed Life, UBN like Universal Broadcasting Network. One day left, and I actually have a limit on them. Even if you get there today, there's a limited amount. I was only offering 17 total. I'm not sure how many are left. So rush over there, and you can set the appointment out for as long as you want. That's all the business I have for you, except for the very, very fun business of the show and welcoming my lovely, dear friend. She is an amazing teacher, a wonderful healer, and she's a professional medium. Her name is Hillary Michaels, and I'm so pleased to have her here today. Hi, Hillary.
Hi. Thank you. Wow.
Yeah, they love you.
Nice sound effects.
That's not sound effects. It's a live studio audience. I don't know what you're talking about.
Thank you for having me.
Hillary, yeah, oh, my pleasure. I'm so glad that you're here. Hillary and I are going to be taking live calls from y'all. We'll be offering readings. Hillary is amazing. And we're going to have a little chat for a while. And we already have the lines are already starting to light up. That's beautiful. So we'll be taking your calls really soon. The phone number to call in for a reading with Hillary and me is 323-524-2599. 323-524-2599. So let's have a little chat with Hillary first.
Okay.
Hillary was sort of like my second teacher after my gifts opened up. My first teacher I took classes with her overseas and basically just taught me how to become a skilled empath or a healthy one. And that's actually what I sought out for Hillary, to take classes with her in person. The very first class I took with you was about being an empath. And in that first class, Hillary said, well, you're a medium. And I was like, I don't, what? Huh? And I had actually already opened up to my gift as an animal communicator and had been speaking with animals, obviously here on the physical plane, but also animals who had passed. And so Hillary was kind of like, hello, you speak to animals that are passed and you're a person. So how about, why wouldn't you be able to speak with people that have passed away, considering you're a person?
Yeah.
So that's my background with Hillary to start. And it's been, I think we've known each other a couple of years now. Hillary, why don't you tell us a little bit about your background or the work that you're doing?
Well, so a lot of people start when they start to develop their gifts when they're very young, but I started to develop mine probably about 31. And I know that sounds really strange, not ever having any experience with spirits or ever seeing anything or feeling anything. And then all of a sudden you can be a medium at 31. And what happened was somebody that I loved passed away. And I wanted to talk to him so bad. And I knew there had to be a way.
Yeah.
So I developed this gift on my own and just decided that, this was going to happen. So
It's amazing.
And that's kind of my philosophy for when I teach. I believe everybody can do this if they want to. Even if you're not going to do it to become a professional medium, you can still open that gift up. You can still connect with your loved ones and connect with your spirit guides. And I so believe that because of my experience. So
I love that. And that's in a way similar to my experience. I did have some encounters when I was little, but I kind of didn't know that that's what that was. I mean, like I had imaginary friends who actually, I had two that I remember particularly, actually three, I guess, and they are still my guides now. I re-met them in a way and kind of met them on this side without having realized that they were those imaginary friends, or what we called imaginary friends when I was little.
Yeah,
and they told, So yeah, you actually.
But they were Bert and Ernie.
But that's how they showed themselves to you,
right?
Because that was comforting to you. And I have one particular guide, and so actually my master guide is I see him as a male, but when I was little, I saw him as a female because that's what I was comfortable with. And he does have long hair. That's how I see him, is that he has long, shiny hair, and I called him Polish. Anyway, so I mean, I had 3.5 older sisters, and my mother. So anyway, as a young child, obviously we were really comfortable with female, with the mother image. So I think that's why he showed himself to me as, or at least I perceived him as a woman. And then I have another guide I think I've told you about, who's a dragon, and he was trying to show himself to me when I was a kid, as a little cartoon. Like a cartoon dragon, but it still frightened me. So we didn't really get to...
Like Puff the Magic Dragon.
Kind of like that, yeah. So I didn't really actually kind of recapitulate my relationship with him until last year, I think it was. Not too long ago. But anyway, so tell us about your work. Like what kind of work you do. I mentioned the teaching. And
Sure. So I do... I tend to do more along the lines of group readings and large groups. I really love working with groups, and I think when you do readings with groups, everybody supports one another, and there's just so much positive energy, and everybody leaves so happy. And I recently did a group reading with somebody who there was somebody in the group who was getting a divorce, and she came back afterwards, and she wanted to talk with the group. Hung out afterwards, and she came back, and she had this whole group to support her and like kind of cry on their shoulder. And all of these women who have children that have been divorced were there to support her with that. And so I just think the group readings are just so powerful, so much more powerful than my experience with just sitting one-on-one with somebody. You're really just delivering a message, and there's no emotional support for them. And I think that I just feel like in a group, it's just so much...
It's very powerful.
Yeah,
there's a lot of fellowship.
Right. It just feels so good.
It's like we're conducting, the universe or divine is using all of our divine sparks, all the souls, and it just concentrates. And it's not even, I feel like when that fellowship, when there's more than one, it's not even like it's just doubly. If there's two of us, it's not even just double. It's exponential. And well, and I know that there is a Bible passage I remember where 2 or more are gathered. I am there, meaning, you know, God is there. That's beautiful. Where did you do that one recently that you're talking about?
This was actually this past week.
Oh, just recent. Wow.
Yeah, it's a really good reading. It's in my office in Los Olivos.
Yeah. Cool. That's beautiful. And then you also, but are you still do some, you do private readings as well and teaching?
I do. I tend to keep those on the limited because I do like working with my students as well. And I think that when I do a session, there should be somebody else there to learn from it, or there should be, students should be involved somehow, like we should need to make use of this one person. There needs to be more people involved. So really my work revolves around my students. And even at the group reading, I had a student sitting back and watching the group reading because she's learning too. So I really utilize those readings to help my students as well. And so for me, I just feel like doing readings where there's more people involved, everybody wins and we get more out of it, and we can have students in. So a private reading, I do those are wonderful, and I really like those, but I just feel like the group readings are so much more involved, and I really appreciate that. So
I'm doing with my coaching program, I'm doing group calls. So I'm doing some one-on-one, a lot of one-on-one. And there's a lot of work in my coaching program where people are doing their own work. You know, they're learning how to heal themselves and develop their practice that's personal, and using me or the program as a sounding board. But then we do group calls, and messages come from every single person. And I've been in group readings where I mean, it was like a really large audience, and I didn't even raise my hand, but there was a message for me in every single.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I've been on radio shows before where I get emails from people afterwards, and they said, that second or that first reading you did, I know that message was from my grandmother. I know that was for me.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for providing that for me. So
I just got chills.
It's great. I mean, a group of people is just wonderful. I think it's just the best way to do this work. I really do.
And that's what we're here down on this planet as a group.
Yeah, here we are.
Makes a lot of sense. So you like you had stated already, you believe that anyone can open up the gift of mediumship.
Yes.
And because some people have the opinion, and I honestly don't have a specific opinion one way or the other. I just think there are infinite perspectives. Some people feel that you're born a medium naturally, or you're not. And then other people will feel like, well, you're born a medium naturally, and then if you're not quite naturally a medium, you can develop it, but you may not be as good as someone who's born. You know what I mean? Like, are you familiar with all of that kind of
I tend to think that you hear that more from like the English people, the English mediums. And I agree with both. I think that there are people on this planet who are born to be mediums, and they're going to do that. They're going to be a medium, and they're going to go out in the world, and they're going to be a medium. And that's what they're born to do. And I also think there are people that come into this world who are not born to be mediums, and then they become mediums. And you most certainly can do that, even if you do not have the gift to begin with. I've proven so many times with my own students that there are people out there that just don't have it, and then they turn into a medium in like months.
Interesting.
And then they decide, I want to become a medium, even though I really feel like I'm not supposed to, I didn't come into this world to do this. And then there are people who can develop mediumship that don't even want to be a medium, and they can just talk to their guides, talk to their loved ones. But we are all souls, and we are connected to other souls in this universe. And with that fact, we are automatically mediums because we are connected and always receiving information from our spirit guides, from your loved ones. You're always receiving information from your loved ones. You're always receiving information from God. So I think that just naturally we are all mediums. Even if you are the most closed-minded person in the world, you can still be a medium. Or in the worst place in your life, you can still become a medium. Excuse me. And I've seen so many, I have so many students who have gone through so much trauma in their life and so many hardships. And I feel like this is also very healing for people. So once people go through this training, or they start developing this gift, they really start healing in the right direction, and it changes their life. So even if they don't become a medium, they've had all this healing, and they can now go in the right direction with their life. So
it's sort of like as my show last week, I had Laura Powers on. We were talking about creativity and intuition, and it's basically we're just talking about talent. So there are some people who just basically come out of their mother's womb singing, because that's they're just that natural of a talent in music, and maybe, or in particularly in being a vocalist or something. But everyone can hum a tune, and everyone can enhance their vocal talents, I think, or something along, for example.
Everybody in this world is unlimited in potential. You can do anything. If you want to be a singer, you can be a singer. Your voice can change to accommodate your talent. I mean, anything. You can do anything. Everything is open to you.
Oh,
so I just believe that about everybody. And I think some people are just born to do it, and some people can do it.
I love that.
And really, it's the journey, I think, into that. The journey that helps your soul grow a lot more. So
definitely, that's the whole reason that we're here, is we come down forgetting what we set up as a plan before we incarnated.
Yeah, and I see.
Remember.
I see some mediums like myself, and I can see that they had a little bit of an easier time getting into this, and I know that they were born with this talent. And then for myself, I kind of look back and say, wow, my journey was really hard, but I also gained a lot from it, and I changed a lot. So I think it was worth it. And I can help more people having that hard journey. I can help make other people's journeys a lot easier.
Having that perspective, the direct perspective, having experienced the difficulties that you did.
Yeah, and you're one of them. I mean, you've had I feel like you've had really easy way into this, and I'm so happy. It's just so worth it for me to have gone through that, to provide that for you and all the other people.
I'm so grateful to you. I love you so much.
Hey, well, you too.
All right, before we start crying, maybe we can take a call. Oh, he just put up a photo of us when we did the Rico and Mambo show, and that was fun. We had a great time that day. It was just before Halloween. Jarvis. Hi, Jarvis. I didn't say hi to Jarvis yet. Jarvis is producing, making us look smart and adorable, putting up photos of us together. That's really cool, Jarvis. Thanks for finding that. All right, so let's take a call, and then and we can go back to hearing some of your gorgeous story and your wisdom.
I'm ready.
We're ready. Hello, you're on the air. Who is this?
Hi, hello.
Hi, who is this?
Hi. This is Tracy.
Hi, Tracy. Tracy is
Hi.
I know Tracy, and so we're going to let Hillary start. So, Tracy, Hillary is a medium, and she likes to work by just having you sit back and let her begin to read, your guides and whoever's coming forward on your behalf, and then she'll just eventually ask you for some validation and clarity. And you can just basically answer yes or no.
Tracy, how are you?
Hi. I'm well. How are you?
Good. And do you have some questions for me today? Don't tell me what they are. I want you to know whether you have some intention.
Just think about them.
Okay.
Well, I am picking up a little bit of question about your work, about career. I do feel like, has it been a little bit stagnant for a while? Does that make sense?
Yes, it makes sense.
Because it does feel like you've been doing the same thing for quite a while, and you feel like it may be time to start looking in other directions. I do feel like you have a lot of creative talent. I kind of feel like you're very spiritual as well. And I think that there's a road into something more creative.
I'm sorry, I'm laughing. I don't mean to laugh, but I know Tracy, and Tracy is getting the same reading I gave her about 2 months ago. So, is that right, Tracy?
Well, here's your validation.
Yeah, it's pretty on target.
Tracy, do you write?
Yes, go ahead.
Sorry, I know these answers, so I'm going to step back from the microphone.
Okay. Tracy, are you a writer?
I see you. I was an English major. Yeah.
Okay, because I kind of see you writing.
I've always been writing.
I feel like you're going to start doing some books. I feel like books are coming up for you. I'm not sure if you are into. It feels like fiction type books or something where you're incorporating you have a very strong knowledge of something, and you're going to incorporate that into your book. So I kind of feel like you're headed in that direction. And I feel like it may be that you decide to leave your work to do some type of writing project. for some reason, I feel like there's something that's going to take you from work. So I don't know if you have children already, but I just feel like there's children involved with the reason why you leave. Would you understand that?
I do not have children. You mean leaving from a particular job?
Your current career, like, not particularly a job,
but
your
my current career. Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So right now I'm looking for work, and I'm kind of looking for work in the thing that I've always done, just because I need to work. And like Tricia and I have talked about, like doing, like branching off into doing some other things. Obviously I need to work while I do those things, but I'm not sure about the children thing taking out. I don't have children. It could make
sense later. So I'm also seeing here that you have a grandmother on your mom's side that's passed. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
This would be somebody who lived out of state. She was out of like a different area. She is showing me here that she would have been very close to you. I do feel like you had a very strong relationship with her. And I am seeing here that she does step forward closer to you than your other guides and your other... did your mother also pass?
No.
I do feel like she's very close to your mom as well. So she's showing me here that she does stand very close to your mom, and she does watch over you as well. And she's showing me here that she's tried to connect with you. So have you seen signs from her or had dreams of her? Because she's just showing me very strongly that she's really showing you that she's there. She's around you. Does that make sense?
Wow. Well, she just passed away, I think, earlier this year. Mm-hmm. And I wasn't, her and my mom had like a weird relationship, and as such, she lived on the East Coast. So I felt really close with her when I was little, like when I had, had the occasion to be with her when I was little, but then, probably hadn't seen her in 20 years.
Okay.
Before she passed.
She's showing me here that she shows you some kind of bird, like a blue bird or some kind of bird when she's around you. So watch out for the blue birds is what I'm seeing. So specifically blue. She does show me here that she is around mom a lot. So it may be good to tell her that, especially if there's healing that needs to be done. And you can talk to her. You can ask her for help. She stands right by you. So, did you have any other questions, or Tricia, do you have anything to add?
I was just is there an L in her name, like a significant L, either it starts with an L or it's in the middle of her name?
On my mom's side,
the grandmother.
Her name was Doris.
Doris, okay.
Yeah,
there's someone else.
Doris.
There's someone else coming through, and actually now I'm seeing that it is a male. And okay, but I'm getting a name like something like Lionel, or starts with an L, and it has like the diphthong kind of vowels in the name. So I don't know if that's someone. If is that making any sense to you? I feel like it's probably a guide.
It's an uncle. I feel
it's like an uncle. Okay, that makes sense.
Somebody on. It feels like mom or dad's level.
Okay, yeah, and right. It doesn't. I think he's coming. I see him stepping forward. Let me just see what's going on there. Okay, so you guys he's telling me that you have a similar nature, and he's actually learning from you. He's not with you full time. It feels like he comes and he's helping you with a particular project, as he's telling me project. And the project is about, I have a feeling of it. Let me see how to articulate it. Tell me what okay. The best way I can say this is stubbornness, and I'm sorry if that sounds rude, but it's kind of the best. It's how he's representing it for himself, and he wants to he's
very frustrated. I see.
You feel him? Okay,
yeah. I see that stubborn frustration.
Yeah.
That it's almost like he's really trying to get you in that right direction with the writing.
Okay. And so that's what he feels like. He tripped up a bit. It's like a lesson that he's learning on the other side right now. And so he's working with you. It's like a family trait. He's saying like a trait, I'm seeing like a string, like it's a lineage, like this thread. Not necessarily everybody has it, but you guys have this thread he's showing me. And he's like, look, we're going to work on this together. And like I say, it's a project. So, I don't know how long he's meant to be with you, if it's until the conclusion of this project, or if it is just until, you decide that, either one of you decide that it's time to move on from it. But you laughed when we said stubbornness, so that resonates with you? Okay.
In terms of him calling me or that I'm stubborn?
Well, it's like I say, stubborn. If stubborn feels strong on his side, it definitely felt stubborn and frustrated. So if I'm trying to think of some language that is more subtle than that, because I don't feel like you're stubborn, but it is something along like what's a more subtle way to say stubborn? I don't mean for it to sound rough, because it really isn't.
It really is stubborn.
Hillary's like, no,
there's no other way to say it. Yeah.
We'll take that with you, because I guess if you are stubborn, it's something that you're not even looking at. I guess if you're not looking at your own stubbornness because you're stubborn.
I can be, yes, okay. I guess.
I think a lot of it has to do with maybe, it feels like also that you would like to stay in this career because you just feel like there's nothing else out there for you, or you feel like you don't want to start over again. And I really just encourage you to at least start working towards something that you love, because I just feel like this is not going to lead you to a abundant path
in the end, even though it feels
and
like it's
I
here
definitely
right now.
feel like I feel like you're in this place for a reason, where you are trying to find more work and trying to move yourself forward. But I just feel like you need to find something you really love.
Yeah, that's what we talked about before, Tracy, right?
Definitely.
And
I guess part of my problem is just, I feel like I need to have something because, obviously like everyone else, I have to pay my rent and things like this. Or is this project thing, is it sort of like a side project while I'm doing what I already know?
That's definitely a way to start. So the important thing is like the words that Hillary said, something that you love. So to be letting that occupy space in your day-to-day life. Release the concerns about time, because time is an illusion. So when you are engaging with something that you love, time, it's not a slave to time. You are actually expanding, and you're connecting with the higher realms, and you are connecting with your higher self and your higher purpose. So I would say that the first part of the day, before you start to get into momentum from yesterday, and I'm too behind, and the time and the money that I need, the first part of the day, even if you have to wake up 2 hours earlier than normal and you feel like you haven't quite gotten enough sleep, don't look at the phone, don't do anything, but wake up early, center yourself, do whatever your practice is, that is, whether it's prayer or meditation or walking or whatever helps you to do a kind of meditation or focus, and dedicate, I would say give yourself 2 hours so that you can have 30 minutes. I mean, but that's, because we go into the day thinking we don't have enough time, give yourself extra time to just do the concept, just to connect with love. Do a little bit of writing. If you write one paragraph, even if it seems like it's nothing, or you know what I mean, like it's not really anything important, it's going to start the flow. And this is the stubbornness I'm feeling that this guide is saying, that you're being stubborn against your own self, to allow yourself to give yourself permission. So you're being stubborn, you're refusing to give yourself permission to do the things that you love. And just think about it. If you steal...
That makes sense.
Yeah, okay, good. You steal 2 hours from the day.
That's
and you
making sense.
Perfect. And you do something that you love, and it's great if you start to do something you love and you don't connect it to money at first, because you just need to practice that vibration of doing something that you love. And the everything else will start to fall into place. How you make money about it and all that kind of stuff. I just think you just take 2 hours, and then you have 22 to sleep, eat, and find work and find cash. You know what I mean? Like that's still all there. But those 2 hours where you do 30 minutes of something, that's going to change your life. Would you agree, Hillary?
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
And anything else you want to?
Relationship. She wants to know about her relationship.
Oh, okay.
You're currently single, Tracy?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So, there's somebody on your path. I do feel like you need to get yourself moving creatively to attract that person, because your vibration, and I don't mean to offend you, but your vibration's gotten a little low because you've been doing the same thing for a long time. And you need to kind of raise your vibration and start working towards that love that Tricia was talking about. And I feel like maybe if you start it now, or if you start it in the next year, you may run into this person at 3 years from now. It feels a bit like 3 years. Does that sound right to you? So
I just remember something along those lines when we had our reading. Is that right, Tracy? Did I say 2 years maybe? Is where I was feeling at the time?
2.5, 3. Yeah, feels like that. So.
Yeah, maybe.
So just get yourself moving there, and you'll get your life together the way you like it. Feels good.
Okay.
Yeah, it all comes back to doing something that you love, because if you just do something that you love, this is the thing about expanding, about connecting with our higher path. It's actually, and asking these questions that seem so complex, and undoing all of this entanglement we have in our life, all of this confusion I have. The answer is always so simple. When that's how you can tell that it's actually coming from higher source, is that it's so simple. The advice is, you want to find your soulmate, you want to find your perfect career, take 30 minutes and do something that you love every day. And 30 minutes doesn't really matter. It could be 5 minutes inside of 2 hours, but it's
and then eventually you'll just take the whole day and do
Right.
what you love. That's the goal.
But that's what's going to grow you from the inside out.
Excellent.
Well, thank you
Thank
so much
you
for
that.
calling.
That makes sense.
Oh, good. Well, feel free to check back with
Definitely
us
makes
again.
sense.
Hillary's going to be here in another couple of weeks, so
Yep.
feel free to call back then too, and
Awesome.
tell us how it's been going.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Well, I really appreciate it, and I'm excited to start my course as well.
Oh,
so.
yeah, that's right. Tracy's going to be working with me on the coaching program.
Oh, awesome.
Yay, I'm so excited. All right, cool. Well,
Yay.
I'll talk to you soon
Thank
then.
you.
And thank you so much for calling in today.
Thank you so much. Thank you both. I really appreciate it.
Awesome. That's great. I'm sorry I was cracking up at first. I was just like, I remember everything, and I didn't obviously tell Hillary anything about Tracy. That's really beautiful. What a great message. So anyone who's listening, and that's a message for me as well, and for you, make sure that you have that you connect with something that you love every day. Do something that you love every single day. And I do that. I do it in the morning, and I have been waking up, like, I give myself 2 full hours so that I don't feel like I'm going to run out of time. Yeah. Well, let's see. Do we have another call waiting? We do? Okay. Well, then let's take the next caller. Hello, you're on the air. Who is this? Hello?
Patty, hello?
Hi, Bobby?
Hi, Bobby. How are you? Where are you calling from?
This is Patty.
Oh, Patty.
Patty. Oh, sorry. Sorry. It kind of broke up. So Patty, Patty.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, I took it off speaker. It's kind of hard to tell who you're talking to.
Oh, this is Hillary. Where are you calling from?
So I took it off. I'm calling from Huntington Beach, California.
Oh, okay.
Great. Thank you so much for calling. Hillary, do you want to get started with?
Okay. Patty, I feel like you've got something interesting going on with your life. Are you leaving a relationship? It feels like you're leaving or ending something and trying to find a new place to live and trying to get your life situated. Would that sound right?
Yeah, that does sound right. I had left a relationship due to circumstances that have happened in my life, and basically I let him go so he can have a life.
Are you looking?
Because I loved him that much.
It feels like you're thinking about relocating, like completely out of Huntington Beach there to somewhere more east. Would that make sense? It feels like you're trying to go more inland there.
Yeah, it does make sense. It's kind of a question that's been on my mind
Okay, good.
if someone sees that I would be leaving the state of California and moving someplace else.
Yeah, I kind of feel like you're also looking for work and trying to figure out what to do next, because I feel like you're doing something now that's kind of, they're saying, like, irrelevant to your purpose, so it's just really to pay the bills and to make some money. But I kind of feel like you don't exactly like it, and you're looking for something that you really do like. And I do feel like you're going to move more inland. I I don't see that you will be leaving California.
I don't either. I was going to say that.
But there is a chance.
Yeah.
It does feel like it's kind of like, you could choose to leave, but I just feel like there's two paths you could take. Chances are you won't. And I feel like, you might move in towards Temecula, somewhere like that. But I think your work is going to take you, I don't know if it's actually Temecula, but that direction. And I definitely feel like your work is going to take you to your next place. And I kind of feel like right now you're working for a smaller company. I feel like you will be working for a much bigger company, and you'll have more opportunities. More things will open up for you. Because I really feel like that your purpose really lies in the places that you're working at this time in your life. So you're going to see that there are a lot of lessons that you learn from your jobs. And I think that your career is really going to shift and change here in the next few months, year. So look out for that, and don't be afraid to take something that you feel like is a little bit above your head, because I think that you'd be surprised. You may just land a job that seems like it's too much or too big for you. Like your education wouldn't add up to it, is what I feel like you would think, but they'll take you on. I feel like that they would.
Yeah,
sure.
I just had to laugh because, like you said, yeah, I've done that in the past, and it's just like, I just don't want to do that anymore. I'm afraid, or I don't feel that maybe I can be at that level.
Okay, so then it sounds like that you're going to get the opportunity again to bring yourself up, to bring your confidence up to it and meet the challenge. It's like you're really trying to learn this lesson.
I do see that you're getting a job that you don't expect to get. Something that is above your head is what it feels like. Somebody's going to give you the opportunity to take something like that. And it's going to open up a lot of other opportunities for you. So it would be good for you to kind of talk to your guides and ask them for help there, and just say, I'm open to all opportunities. I'm open to all surprises. And they'll really help you with that as long as you surrender and stay open, especially if you're getting a job interview and you're kind of afraid of what you might say or what you might do. It's really good to kind of set that intention beforehand, that you're just surrendering. Just tell me what to say.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of what you were talking about with the other caller, I forgot her name, was Tracy?
Tracy,
Yeah, there was a lot of things that resonated with what you're saying with her. I'm going,
That's for me. That's for me. Right. That's how it works.
So, but I talk to my angels and my guides every day, and it's a long story, but basically my life has been turned upside down. So, it's just, I've kind of been at the lowest of the lowest I've ever been in my life. So that's why I had, called, and I'm surprised I got through, and just was looking to, see if I could get any guidance from you ladies.
Patty, did your mom pass?
No.
She didn't. Where's this? I keep getting a mom. Maybe it's for the next caller. I don't know. What about your grandmother?
Maybe.
Grandmother on your mom's side passed. Did she raise you for a certain amount of time?
Yeah. No.
Okay, but
I
you
always wanted. She was in another country. I always wanted to get to know her, and I always felt a connection with her for some reason, but I never got the chance to meet her.
I do see that she does step forward, and she would be a good person for you to ask for help. And I think that our family members are, they're always around us, but you can always ask them for help, and you can always ask them to come close, too, if you feel like you want to get to know them better, or if you feel like you want to feel their energy around you, or ask for their protection. Whatever you need, they can offer it for you. And but I do see the grandmother on mom's side coming through. I also see grandmother on your dad's side. She passed as well.
Yeah. Yes.
I do feel like there's a stronger connection maybe with her, but I also feel like you did live far away from her and you didn't get a lot of time with her growing up. If that makes sense.
Yes, that is correct.
So she's also with you as well. I do feel like grandmother on dad's side, I feel like she had like kind of a hard life, or it feels like there's a lot of healing going on with her even at this point. And I do see her with your grandfather on dad's side as well. So I do feel like they are together. They come through together.
That's awesome. Yeah. Yeah, she did. They actually both did. had a hard life, and she had some health issues. They weren't really sure at first if maybe she had from talking. She had her time.
Yeah.
But I have fond.
She said she has fond memory. Yeah, it broke up a little bit.
Good.
Do you have a photo of that maternal grandmother from when she was younger? One of those really lovely photos. Maybe she was.
My dad does.
Okay, your dad does, but you know it really well, and you just look at her and you think she's so beautiful.
Yeah.
It's like the skin looks perfect, and she has like the red lipstick, and that makes sense to you.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, well,
she's very pretty.
And if even if it's you have memory of it, so even if your dad wants to lend it to you, or if you want to take a picture of it with your cell phone, but it doesn't really matter if you don't have it. But when you look at that photo, she's showing it to me to say like your hearts are touching when you do that, and that and that you're together when you think of her in that photo, really, because she's so lovely, and the way it makes you feel, it brings you very close, and you can focus on that to help to develop your relationship with her as a guide, because it does feel very much like I feel like the reason she's explaining to me that you lived in different countries, but you always felt connected to her and like you wanted to be close, is because you do have past lives, and I'm seeing 3 at least pretty recent before this incarnation, where she was your mother, and so she this time around you guys were distanced a little bit, and you have the generation between, and you didn't interact that much, but she's very much your mother, and that's how I think it felt to Hillary, and you instinctively knew as well, and she's actually, I know, like you said, she had a hard life. But she's actually very powerful, very high vibrational on the other side. She's a very, very old soul. And so a very strong guide for you. Really, I love that you said you talk to your angels and your guides, and she's right there for you to develop a more conscious relationship with, and you can get that guidance. And she wants to address the relationship that you began the call with. And you're putting things on pause because you're in mourning about that. And that's kind of the source of the upside down feeling that you were talking about, and that's okay. It feels to me that there was, I don't mean this to sound harsh, but in a way, codependence. Did you? Okay. Is in that it doesn't feel like something really dramatic. It's more subtle because you're very sensitive, you're very loving, and so you wanted to, you sort of were taking responsibility for his happiness. And so now you're taking a break from that so that you can know that you have to take responsibility and foster your own happiness above all. And that you're not meant to sacrifice your happiness, your bliss, your growth for someone else. That's to remind yourself of that. Does that make some sense?
Oh, yeah, that's pretty much spot on. Just if I can get a quick question, I don't know if you get anything in regard to maybe a future relationship, and that'll be my last question.
What do you get, Hillary?
Oh, I kind of feel like you've got to really get on that other path, just like our last caller.
Okay.
Because I have to take care of you first.
Right now, you're on that stagnant path. And you've got it. There is somebody for you, but it's on the higher path, the more abundant path. So, I think start doing some things that you really love, things that really bring you joy, because joy and happiness and love are what really puts us on our right path, and that's what gets us going in the right direction.
It's that simple, just like we were saying before.
Right, and that's how we meet people, our soulmates, because we become our true soul. We become truly who we are when we have that joy and when we have that love. And I do feel like you're going to meet this person. I do feel like things are going to turn around for you. And I also feel like, you've hit rock bottom and you're not going to go back. I think you're on the upside now. So just keep working towards that positivity. And also, I also feel like there is a sense that you could be a little bit more positive with your words. And that will also help to turn yourself around and your thoughts.
That is like totally spot on.
Yeah. So keep your thoughts positive. always expect good things, or only good things are going to happen to you. We always put in our head that the worst is going to happen, and we make up this story about how this one situation could turn out horribly. And it never turns out that way. Never turns out the way we expect. So just know that everything's going to turn out better than you expect, and turn those words around and those thoughts and just keep moving forward. It does take some time, so just be patient with yourself as well.
Just to build a new habit. I'm being told to remind you that we are, we emit frequencies. You can just visualize that your thoughts and certainly your words are just emitting frequencies out into the universe, just like picking up a radio station. So
True.
I got like maybe a little sarcasm, but like in a way that's telling jokes and stuff. But you can be humorous without the kind of sarcastic, you know what I mean, like sort of self-doubting and doubting the society, and then also self-deprecation as a way to be humorous or sounding humble. But you actually don't need those. And I speak from experience, those are hard habits to break in a way, because that's just what I always did. And I'm like, well, now what do? I don't even speak anymore.
Right.
But there's a great way. You can ask my husband. He still thinks I'm hilarious, and I'm way less self-deprecating and I'm still sarcastic, but in a positive way. But just think of yourself, a radio station. So dialing into the right station, the one that the reason that you're in this pause right now is because you decided to hit rock bottom, as Hillary called it, because you don't want to pick the same guy again, or you don't want to pick the same relationship. And that's why focusing on doing the love and maybe having it happen through work or whatever it is, it doesn't matter. But you certainly said, absolutely not, I'm putting my foot down. I do not want to I want to have the right connection next. And so you need to just tune that frequency, and there you are. You'll be on that right radio station.
I love that. That's perfect, whatever idea, a reminder. I really like that.
Good. Yeah. And it's so much easier than we think. Our, lower mind or our left brain is like, no, life is hard and complex. You have to build all kinds of buildings before you can fly.
That's what we've been told our whole lives.
Yeah. But it's as simple as 5 minutes in the morning of connecting and with divine. That's it. Mm-hmm. Doing something that you love, taking a walk, not turning on the phone before you connect.
I wrote that down when you were making those suggestions to Tracy.
Okay.
I thought they were really good, so I kind of jotted those down.
Awesome.
But anyway, I really
Thank you,
appreciate
Patty.
it, ladies. This is something that I really, really needed. I've been putting it out there of being able to get in touch with somebody to get some kind of guidance and feedback.
Well, good luck.
Thank you so much for
my
tuning
soul
in.
needed it very bad.
Yeah.
No, thank you. I hope you keep listening to us in the weeks to come. We're always here on Sunday. And thank you so much for calling in, Patty. Really lovely to meet you.
Oh, absolutely. Everybody have a terrific day.
You too.
Thank you. You
Bye.
too.
Bye-bye.
That was nice. I love that. Just like how you started off saying like, oh, when you do a group reading, all the messages for everyone.
Right.
Is there someone else waiting? Okay, well, let's take another call. I don't know if we're going to get to more of your questions, the questions I had for you, Hillary, but maybe next time.
Okay.
Who's on the line? Hello, you're live.
Hi, Julie.
Hi, Julie.
Hi, Julie. How are you?
All right. I'm all excited.
Where are you calling from?
Minnesota.
Oh, my gosh. Minnesota.
I know, the Great White North.
Are you guys getting snow?
Actually, right now, no, but I'm sure it's coming and we'll be buried for the winter.
I like the way you talk.
Yeah, we like your accent. We're over here in California. I don't know.
Okay, Julie. Julie, I kind of feel like you're working for somebody right now, and things are going good. I feel like you could probably move into your own business. I don't know if you've seen that yet, but I feel like what you're doing, you can do independently as well. Would that make sense?
Well, I work in a lab right now, but I would like to garner some of my own gifts and abilities to help people instead. Kind of curious as to where you see those are and when they're going to bloom more.
Okay. Well, I do feel like you're doing pretty well right now. I feel like you've got a really good job and you're enjoying it quite a bit. And I do see that this is something you're on the right path. You're doing exactly what you're supposed to be doing. I feel like everything feels good and that's going on in your life. I kind of feel like the next step probably will come about in 2 to 3 years, maybe 2.5. And what that is probably something more independent. You don't really need to do anything to prepare for that. But I do think that you're going to take a lot from your current job into your next independent venture. So I'm not sure what that is, but we'll see. Does it blood testing of some kind that you're doing, or?
Yeah. Yeah, I draw blood, and I just finished my degree a couple years ago in management, and I have struggled to move up the food chain, basically. And I don't know why. I don't know where the blocks are there.
I don't think there's any blocks for you. I think you're doing exactly what you're supposed to be doing. Just keep doing it because the next step's going to come. I think the blood testing is important for you because I think there's some element of caring for people there and some element of really helping people. And that's where your other skills come in that you're going to be using for the next job, your next venture. And I do feel like you're going to be doing it independently, starting a company, really.
I'm seeing teaching and leadership is that what you're feeling about it? And
I just feel like it's a big group, big company.
Yeah. I see you standing up in front of and what's happening before you even said the business management degree that you do and what you're learning right now and what Hillary's saying you're learning from this job and this work, you're learning that side of it.
Okay.
And then the gift and the flow and the teaching and all of that is there. You learned that. Actually, I feel like you were very spiritual when you were a younger person, right?
Oh, I am now. Yeah.
Right, but I mean, when you were a young kid, you've been very spiritual even since you were like a young girl, teenager. Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. So know that even as young as you were up to like age 18, you put in all of this spiritual growth at that time, and that is still there. That's just available. So when you're doing something like you're working on the business side of things, you're not blocked spiritually. You're just paying attention to that for a moment. And right now, like Hillary's saying, you're not blocked. You're going. You're ready to go. You're just taking the steps that are necessary on this plane to be able to play on this planet in a particular way. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah.
Good.
I mean, I can tell that with patients as I work with so many different people through the day, being able to pick up where they are and help them with their nervousness and know what they need.
Yeah, that's your real gift. Yeah.
And so you're living your life purpose every single day.
Yeah.
If I may offer that to you as a sort of mantra, it's something that I say every morning. I live my life. I live my divine purpose. And that because it's infinitive. It's now. Right now, as I take this step on my path, it is seamlessly connected to my destination. I live my divine purpose. And you're doing your healing work when you're helping in the current job that you have. And you're just learning some other things.
Julie, you're doing awesome. Your soul is beaming. You're just doing so well. And just keep it up. And you're doing exactly what you're supposed to be doing. You're in the right place at the right time. And your opportunities will just come, and just know that because there's no blocks there.
Stay relaxed, and know that you're where you're supposed to be.
Yeah.
And then you'll feel.
And the finances will be okay.
Yeah, you look everything looks really good for you.
Yeah, it's just staying present and staying relaxed, and then it just in one moment you can shift that, and feel like, oh, you're right. I am exactly where I need to be, and I do have enough, and more is coming my way.
I love that.
Oh, good.
Thank you.
You're welcome. We're just about out of time, so I'm going to say thank you so much for calling in today, Julie. I hope we'll hear from you again another time. Thank you, and have a beautiful day.
Thanks, Julie.
Yes, you too. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Well, we are just about out of time. Hillary, would you like to tell everyone your website or how they could get in touch with you?
My website is happycentric.com, happycentric.com. And that's the best way to get in touch with me. I don't really do much on social media. So, if you want a reading or come to one of our group readings, I haven't posted those yet, but those will be up soon. Just shoot me an email. Yeah, and please do like this podcast, subscribe to this podcast, like the video. Join us next week on Charmed Life at 11 a.m. Pacific. Thank you for tuning in. I love you, whoever you are.